Got to talk some LSU recruiting as they had a big visit weekend in the Bayou. Quarterback Bowe Bentley, he's one of the big headliners. The quarterback has narrowed his list down to LSU and Oklahoma. This weekend he's at LSU. You guessed it. Next weekend it's Oklahoma. Steve, what's the vibe heading out of this trip?
Well, he told me LSU is setting the bar in his recruitment. This official visit had a lot to do with that. So I like where the Tigers stand. They got to get through this Oklahoma visit next weekend, but getting opportunity to spend time with the coaches and players, get around head coach Brian Kelly, Joe Sloan, and their families. He really felt at home in Baton Rouge. He had a spring visit that blew him away. The way LSU develops quarterbacks, the recent history, the Heisman trophies, all exciting to him, the way the resources they have for their players, and then the fan support for all of their teams, not just the football team, all make it an exciting opportunity. So LSU, in my opinion, the one to beat for Bowe Bentley going into his Oklahoma official this weekend.
He told you they're setting the bar high?
He told me they're setting the bar.
I don't like that term in recruiting because I've been leaning LSU for Bowe Bentley, but when I hear he told you that, there was a couple years ago, I made a whole video on the week of June 1 in big official visits. The guys that said that team set the bar high, that's like the polite thing to do. It's like if you go on a date with a girl and your response is, yeah, she was nice. Setting the bar high, I don't know about that.
Well, he answered it in a way of, is LSU the one on top right now?
All right, I'm going to bookmark this. Well, it's a theory.
We'll
it's not a law.
I'm not discounting the Sooners either, but I like LSU today.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Emmanuel Ihenacho, another headliner on campus, the 5-star offensive tackle, the top available offensive tackle in the country. Mm-hmm. He was in the Bayou. This recruitment's been heating up between Ihenacho and LSU. What are you hearing coming out of it?
Well, it's obviously been a fluid recruitment that's had multiple leaders, Oregon, Georgia, Maryland, and Georgia and Maryland no longer even in the picture. LSU very much in it. This is real. Oregon and LSU are the top two. Penn State in the top three for Ihenacho right now. He's had 2 great visits to LSU this year. Source told me it went outstanding, fantastic. He gave Chad Simmons a great interview you can catch on On3, but LSU very real with Ihenacho. They have proximity over Oregon in this recruitment. Certainly, Oregon's going to have a lot to say with Ihenacho. That's where my RPM is, but I could very much see Ihenacho playing his college football for LSU. The track record of offensive line development, not only at LSU under Brian Kelly, but just what he's done historically. There's a lot the Tigers can point towards, and this is a recruitment that they're certainly all in on.
All right. Speaking of offensive line, you put in a new prediction for LSU to land a big man in the trenches. Tell us about it.
Yeah, Emmanuel Tucker. Now, certainly Ole Miss is a program to watch for him as well. On 300 offensive tackle that was committed to Mississippi State. I was waiting for this decommitment for a while. LSU is the program I was hearing behind the scenes. He had a great visit to Ole Miss this weekend, so it wouldn't surprise me if he was in the Rebels class. But he's at LSU this coming weekend, then back to Mississippi State at the end of the month. And again, LSU's pedigree at the position, what they're able to point to historically with Brian Kelly, and then most recently, they're in a great spot there. 2 other offensive linemen that they made a move for this weekend, Drew Evers and Zayden Krempin out of the Lone Star State. I thought they led for Zayden Krempin coming into the visit. Certainly think they lead coming out as they battle Michigan, Texas, and others for him. Drew Evers, there's been a lot of Ohio State buzz, but he said immediately they made a heck of impression. This is going to be hard. So LSU at the forefront of those 2 Lone Star State targets process as well.
All right. Now, I'm sure LSU fans were definitely focused on the big names on campus, but they had to be looking over their shoulder a little bit at the 2 LSU wide receivers that took visits elsewhere this weekend. Steve, what's your level of flip concern for LSU fans when it comes to Kenny Darby, who was at Alabama, and Tristan Keys, who was at Miami?
Well, Kenny Darby had a really good visit to Alabama, but I think that he sticks with LSU based on the way that recruitment's playing out right now. And they're going to get the last official visit of the summer for Tristan Keys. He's going through his process, been to Miami 3 times now, including twice since committing to LSU. His official visit to A&M, that would be the same. 2 visits to the Aggies since decommitting. Auburn is a program that's in the mix for an OV. He's going to take one to Alabama and Tennessee. Tennessee at one point was considered the favorite, but LSU, proximity to home, receiver track record, comfort around the staff, comfort with the guys already in the fold. I still have them in the stick category, but with all these visits, with all this dialogue happening, we'll see what happens down the stretch.